mentally strong couples, they don't ignore their problems.
Yes.
Because if you ignore or sweep under the rug your problem, something is always going to be like festering. Something's going to be resentful, and you're always going to be frustrated with one another.
Yeah.
And I think it's such a great place to start, because this is something I think we do well. And even we are reminded when we don't do it well. Even like last week, you had something on your mind. I don't even remember what it was,
I
but
don't
you had.
remember what it was. I was just thinking about
It
it.
doesn't really
What
matter what it is, but you had something on your mind that you didn't speak up about. That you
Yeah.
were like, it's not like I did something wrong
No.
or you did something wrong, but it was something that was like bothering you.
Yeah.
That you just didn't communicate about.
Yeah.
And you were like, why is it like I'm getting like a headache and my back of my neck is feeling like a
Yeah.
little tension and painful. And every time that's happened for you, which is maybe like 3 times in the last few years,
Yeah.
it's because you haven't spoken up.
Yes.
And there's a problem in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's an actual problem or not, which this wasn't a problem we had, but it
No.
was something you're just like, I just feel like I needed to talk about. But you ignored it for like 2 days.
Yes.
And you started to feel this.
Or it was like a whole week. I'm trying to
Okay.
remember what it was. Because it wasn't important, like, meaning it wasn't important in the way.
It wasn't
like,
an issue, but it was.
It wasn't an issue for us, but it was something that
was bothering you. It was like concerning you, and you just wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
And once you did, you're like, oh, I feel better.
Yes. And it was such an easy conversation.
And it was easy conversation. And so it's ignoring your problems is going to become a bigger problem in your life, whether you're single or in a relationship.
Yeah.
And when we can create a healthy space of, hey, if there's ever an issue, let's address it sooner than later. Because if we don't address it sooner, it's going to be a problem later.
I want to say that's a thing that I've had to work with, that I really had to work with myself.
Why?
It's not the, like, I don't ignore the problems. In my life in general, before I met you, but specifically because of the previous relationship, it was very hard for me to think about how to bring up a subject. Now, regardless, like, people in the past that I was with was diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. So it makes you, as in the other end of the receiving of that type of personality, it makes you very worried about how to bring up a subject. Because you start walking on eggshells as a normal pattern in your life.
Yes.
So then what happens is, I remember even when we started dating, and we talked about it recently, for me to bring up something that I was feeling like, this, doesn't feel, whatever it was, the feeling, even if it was a tiny feeling, I would think so much about how to bring it up, how to mention it, because I wasn't sure how you were going to react, because I had come from a conditioned way of thinking everything, even the slightest little thing, is going to create a blow up, from you, from in the past. So then I was like, kind of like
worried,
very worried about worried about how to bring it up without making you upset, or, thinking that there was something wrong when maybe it wasn't even anything wrong.
Yeah.
So I used to do this thing before, that because I was conditioned that way, that instead of talking about what the problem was, I would walk around the bushes and come up with all these different examples of all these different people. Remember that?
Yeah.
How do we call it? The salt and pepper example?
We were sitting at a restaurant one time, and you were like, okay, I want to tell you a story. And imagine the salt is this thing, and the pepper is this thing.
And I am the pepper.
And this
then
is the
salt.
And I was like, just
thing.
tell me what the issue is. I was like, you don't need to explain some elaborate story analogies.
Yeah.
Just, it's okay. Just tell me what's going on.
Yes, yes.
And some people, and again, we had to learn how to create an environment and a safety where, hey, if there's something on your mind, I want you to tell me. But just let's learn how to communicate these things. In the previous episode, we talked about conscious conflict resolution, which is like, when something in your mind, say, hey, listen, there's something on my mind that I really want to talk about. And it's something that's upsetting me, and it doesn't need to be a big deal. Maybe it is a big deal, but I want to talk about it openly and lovingly, and I want to be curious about it. Not coming from a place of, you did this, you're wrong.
No.
I can't believe you. No. And shame on you, because that's not going to create a healthy resolution.
And also it's going to put the other person in defensive mode.
It's not
like, listen, you're calling me all these different things. I know I'm a nice person.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was just like, all we need to do, just tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
Just say it. You don't have to tell a long, elaborate story and analogies.
Yes.
Let's get to it.
Yeah.
And if we can agree on how to communicate issues or problems in a healthy way, where it's fair, we both can receive it, then it should be fine. So instead of waiting for weeks or months to say, you did this and it hurt me.
Yeah, no.
It's going to cause more pain inside of you and resentment in you as well, because you're not communicating it. And instead of saying, you did this right away and making the other person wrong because of some problem or issue, just come to it and say, hey, something's on my heart and on my mind, and I want to talk about it.
Yes.
And I want to talk about it, and I want you to feel good and me to feel good throughout it and at the end. Are you open to that? You know, having this open conversation. It's not easy when you're stressed out and anxious about it, but I think if you set that from the beginning, it will make these problems be easier to manage, as opposed to sweeping it under the rug.
I think there's an easy example that I can think of, and she does very well explaining in the book different examples that she has with patients and in therapy and all of that, like bringing it home. I'm just going to give an example. There was a time in which Grandpa was very, very ill at the hospital, right? And it was the first time he had ever been at the hospital. And for some reason, everybody flew in the city, you know, because everybody thought, this is it, Grandpa's going to die. And I was stuck in Mexico shooting a movie, and I couldn't come here. So I was helping my mom in between takes, translate what the doctors were saying and all of that. And I was like, panic mode. And I told you, I'm struggling with this thing with Grandpa, blah, blah, blah. Then the day went by, and later, like hours and hours later, you texted me a photo of a frame of a, picture. Do you remember this? And you said, hey, what do you think we should buy this picture for our home? Like this
picture frame?
Piece of art.
Okay.
Piece of art from our home. And I remember, because this is the thing. One has to train ourselves. Like we have to train ourselves. When you are in panic mode or in whatever, any of these modes, it's easier for your brain to go into thinking badly very quickly of your partner or of anybody. Very quick. It's easier because you don't have the normal filters that you have in life of like giving the benefit of the doubt to the other person, like thinking they're coming from a good place. No, you're in panic mode. And so sometimes what happens is that, this thing activates in you that no matter what happens, it's almost like you're not yourself at that moment. And in my mind, immediately I went to, how insensitive. I can't believe he's not checking in with me to say, hey, how's your grandpa doing? I don't care about a piece of art. What is it? So it's easy to go there. What is he thinking? I don't understand, blah, 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 blah. And I watched it. It's almost like, thank God, I had the ability at that moment to step out and watch these thoughts unfold inside of me. And the other side of me, that is the part of me that is conscious, was like, I know Louis. Reason number one, we've never been in this situation. He doesn't know how to deal with this, perhaps. Maybe he's sending me this to distract myself so I'm not overly stressed or thinking about this. Another option, he forgot. And that's okay, Like there's so many options, A, B, C, D, that you can think before thinking the worst case scenario of a person that loves you. Right?
Yeah, and I think it's asking what you need. Saying, hey, here's what I would love. I'm going through this right now. I'd love for you. Or if you're not getting what you need, ask for it. Yes,
and this is exactly what happened. So I remember I went through that, and I just said to myself, you know what? No, he was just either any of these option A, B, and C, and D before this last option, right? Because in general, in our relationship, I know you are thoughtful, you are caring, you are loving, you do all these things naturally. So why would I think, malevously, just today, he decided to hurt me the most by thinking in sending this message to me, so then I will feel hurt. That's not, what is that?
Thank you for watching this video. If you want more inspiring clips like this, make sure to click right here to subscribe and click right here to watch that next video that is specific to support you in your life.